Hi guys, Steph here. Right, what have we got for you today? We've got for you a lovely antique fountain pen. Yes, antique. Now, for you regular viewers, you would have seen it in my sort of recent pen haul video here. There you go, as you can see there. Looking a little bit on the tired side. It's got a little bit of gunk here and there. Just generally just needs a really good clean up and a little bit of TLC. And after that TLC, here's the lovely pen in question. So what do we have? Let's show you the barrel imprint first of all. Okay, so there we go. It says the Swan Pen, Mabie Todd Co Ltd, and then just below, made in England. And to the left there, you can see it's got the Swan logo. So we've got a lovely clear barrel imprint. So which pen is it? As it says on the imprint there, it's the Swan Pen, and this one, if we go to the cap and show you the cap imprint there, okay, it's got trade and then the Swan logo in the middle, mark, and then underneath, nice and simple, it's got a number 200. So what we've got for you here is the Swan Pen number 200 in black hard rubber with a little bit of this sort of chasing pattern, as you can see there. It's been cleaned up. We've got rid of the gunk. We've managed to sort of darken the pen a little bit as well, and it's in lovely condition. So once again, the Swan 200, and this one, as was showing a moment, is an eyedropper pen. The size of the pen from the top of the cap to the bottom of the barrel, around about 135 millimeters capped. Around the barrel, it's just a tad under 10 millimeters in diameter. So it's quite a slim pen. I think I showed you one of these quite a number of years ago. So yeah, I thought this one deserves its own sort of video or review. So it's a gorgeous pen, as we've said, and the nice thing about it is the date. I'm dating it sort of round about 1920s, maybe a tad earlier, but as you'll see in a moment, this one does not have the over and under feed, which is the earlier versions, but either way, round about 1920s. So definitely a antique fountain pen. It's got a slip cap, which we remove like so. Let's show you the pen. Numerous different angles, as you can see there. It's in lovely condition. As I say, it's been cleaned. Everything internally has been cleaned. Inside the cap, that's been thoroughly cleaned. Inside the barrel, that's also been internally thoroughly cleaned. The feed and the nib was removed. They were cleaned. Inside the section, thoroughly cleaned. So everything has been thoroughly cleaned. Even with my large hands, it's still nice, comfortable pen to hold and to write with. So as we said a little bit earlier, for you people that don't know, this is what we term as an eyedropper. And to fill the pen, what happens is we unscrew the barrel. Okay, then what we do, we get an eyedropper bulb, a pipette, a syringe, be it whatever, and we fill the inside of the barrel with ink, and that's what we term as an eyedropper fountain pen. And then we'd screw on the section and we're ready to write. But let's show you the feed here. You can see it's got this earlier, slightly more modern feed to the over and under feed. It's got this sort of triangular, or this sort of sharp end to the feed, as you can see there. So once you fill the pen with ink, what I suggest as well is that you give this, and maybe what I'll do before it goes to a new owner, I'll apply a little bit of silicone grease on the threads, which will help just a little bit to seal it. Says here, there we go. So you'd screw it back on, and then you would go off and write with the pen to your heart's content. Unfortunately, again, I'm not going to fill the pen. As I've just said, everything internally has been thoroughly cleaned, so I don't want to go through that again. So I'm going to leave it to the new owner to, yeah, you know, they can fill the pen with their specific favourite ink. Now, you can see the section, as we've just seen, is quite long. And then also, if I look over the camera, there we go, you'll see the section also has Swan and then the number 200. Okay, there. If we show you the feed, okay, again, lovely and clean. You see the feed's got the word Swan to it there. It's what we term as a ladder feed. As I said, the slightly earlier version of this model had the over and under feed. So although this is still sort of 1920s, I term it as the later feed. There's the nib for you. We've got a number. Well, we've got a Swan number 2 14 carat Mabie Todd Co Ltd, made in England nib. Okay, let's show you maybe a different angle as well. Everything lovely and clean, as we've said earlier. Okay, so, you know, I know you people like to see the pens writing, and to be honest with you, it'd be interesting to actually see this pen writing as well, but I spent so much time cleaning it, I don't want to go back and, you know, clean it all again. But what we'll do, let's bring on our little pad. Let's open the ink to the right hand side here. Let's just get a little bit of tissue. Let's try and do a dip test just to see how the pen writes. So what we've got is the Swan Pen, made in England, and as we've said, made around about the 1920s, maybe a little bit earlier. It's writing with a fine line. Let's just give it another little bit of a dip, and let's see if it has any flex to it. So we apply a little bit of pressure on the downward stroke. Yeah, you can see it's not the most flexiest of nibs I've ever used, but there is some variation in the line, as you can see there. Okay, so writing with a fine line, with a little bit of pressure, we're getting a nice little bit of variation in the line as well. So a little bit of flex in the nib, as you'd expect with a lot of these sort of older Swan pens. Although saying that, would this be the original nib? Has it been changed since? Who knows? If these pens could speak, they would tell us quite a story. So let's pop the cap back on there, and there we have it. A lovely example of the Swan Pen number 200 from around about the 1920s. Very nice indeed. So I hope you've enjoyed looking at the pen as much as I enjoy showing them to you people. Don't forget, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you will. But for now, I'm just going to say Slavo Kriini from me and this lovely pen. Bye bye for now.